Ohio is supposed to have legal medical marijuana in early September, but meeting that legal deadline remains very much in doubt. This week, Cleveland.com found two issues with the process of awarding permits to grow medical pot. It found that two state employees had the ability to change application evaluators' scores. There's no evidence that they did it, but it was possible. Then Cleveland.com reported that some of the applicants who got provisional licenses to grow medical pot did not meet the basic requirements under state law, but they promised to do so before final permitting. Joe Moss, you're the attorney.
Yes.
You must be salivating at this process if you're representing somebody who did not get a license.
Well, I would rather be representing somebody that got the license.
Of course you would.
Somebody that's fighting for their lives. But you're right, and the process appears to include, and this has to do with rather obvious things. You know, whether they had enough money up front, they could get a bond. It had to do whether they were within, 500
feet of a
school or a
playground,
church or whatever.
Church.
And some of the applicants did not quite meet that. One of them, I think, missed it by 17 feet from a church. And of course, the ones that didn't get the provisional license, 12 small growers, 12 large growers, the ones that didn't, then are appealing to the regulators. And then if they're unsuccessful, they can always approach the Common Pleas Court.
And Laura, it turns out that another one should have been awarded the application.
There's been kind of a volley of letters going back and forth between the state auditor's office and the Department of Commerce. The most recent one was on Thursday. The director of the department, Jacqueline Williams, wrote to Dave Yost and said, look, we understand you have all these concerns, and we're willing to put the program on pause until we've had a chance to iron all this out.
We're talking about millions and millions of dollars here. Like, people who wanted to grow pot here, I mean, it's a huge economy for them. And the fact that people could just go in and log in as these applicants and change the data is it's just crazy to me.
Jen, is this growing pains, no pun intended, incompetence, or politics involved here?
I don't know. I don't like to look at motivations behind things that I don't know, but there's no doubt it's a really big business. And you know, the fact that the state decided to go down this path, it means it's incumbent upon them to have all of the, checks and balances in place, and clearly that's in question.
And I do think it's growing pains. I don't think there's anything unusual going on behind the scenes, Mike. I'm not that cynical. But I want to remind everybody, I'd be remiss if I don't mention, let's not forget, all of this is illegal.
Under
the federal
law. Yeah, right.
Okay, that's what I think is really interesting. So the state is taking a chance, and the investors are taking, I think, a huge chance.
The conspiracy theory is that this is intentional because the legislature really didn't want to do this in the first place, but they saw the polls and they said, let's do it ourselves rather than have the voters do it. We can't have any control. Is there any chance that this is deliberate sabotage?
I don't think.
Look, I was a no. I was in the General Assembly at the time. I was a no. I think this is bad business. Okay. But as a practical matter, I don't think anybody's entered into this as a way to be Machiavellian. I think it was the path that many thought they needed to take, and so they've moved ahead. I just,
Okay, so they're not sabotaging it. Might they be less enthusiastic about getting it going?
That's what I think they could have done a better job. I mean, I have to jump through more hoops to sign. I'm selling my house right now. I have to jump through more hoops and I have to log on to one thing after another. You got to think that the state has a good process for making sure everyth's secure.
But I mean, keep in mind, they've never done this before.
Yeah.
This is a brand new program.
But they've had to do something like this.
Not
they've had to
really.
do something.
No.
Not
I mean,
really.
there are plenty of other states who have done this, and they seem
right,
to.
and they've been trying to model it after other states and picking the pieces that make the most sense, et cetera. The way it was explained to me, that was a different problem.
There's so many problems with it.
Michigan was a problem. Michigan had no oversight after they launched the program, so they obviously are trying to. The state of Ohio is trying to.
And other states, Maryland has had a terrible time getting theirs up and going. It's a hard thing to do, especially if it's illegal, right, Joe?